So, hi girls. We're on the last day of our school week, and this is going to be another revision lesson. You should have touched upon it in year 8. It's regarding giving it's regarding conveying information using inequality symbols. Sometimes you want to convey pieces of information to individuals, but having it as a long sentence or having it, like, for example, here to play table tennis, you need to be at least 12 but less than 20. It's a bit too long to read, and sometimes you need to present the information um, shorter. And one way of going about it is using inequality symbols. And we're going to go over this, and I'm going to go over a couple of examples for you, and you have some homework to do yourselves. All right, this takes time. I mean, it's very short. It's to do. There is not a lot of solving, not a lot of lines. It's just a one-liner, really, that you need to present. So it is a short homework, but for a number of students, it can take some time to understand. So let's start, guys, and let me get my drawing. Okay, we can do it like this. So let's read this question, this scenario. So if someone would like to play at this particular club, they need to be at least 12, but less than 20 years old. And we're going to be presenting this as an inequality and representing it on a number line. So let's start our number line. At the same time, let's draw a long line. So which are the two numbers that are being presented here? 12 and 20. So automatically you need to write, your number 9 needs to be between 12 and 20. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, my line is a bit too long. But anyway, I thought I was gonna have, I saw 20 and I saw too long. All right, so we've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. So another thing is, even like, let's do it with the bocce, girls. So I'm going to have the circle on the 12, okay, because it's between 12, okay, and 20. And I'm definitely going to have a line between them. Now, one thing I need to understand is well, understand isn't the right term, but it will come to me. I need to decide, that is it. I need to decide is whether or not I need to fill in the circle. All right. So let me get the circle again. So at least 12. So if an individual needs to be at least 12, if they are 12, can they play? And the answer is yes. At least 12 means that if they're 12, then they can play. So that means if 12 is included, then I need to fill it up. And I'm going to fill it up. Good. And I'm going to do the opacity 100 so that immediately I fill it up. Good. Now, but less than 20. If they're 20, can they play? But less than. It's not saying less than or equal to. So that means less than 20 means that if you're 20 years old, you cannot play at this club. So now, I've got X in the middle. I've got 12 and 20 on either side. Okay. If I'm looking at the numbers over here compared to the 12, the numbers are getting bigger. So the mouth needs to be in front of the X. But if I look at the numbers comparing to the 20, my numbers are getting smaller. So the pointer needs to point towards the X. And if X is included, if this circle is, if the circle is filled in, then I need to draw the extra line. And this is my inequality and number line. And that is letter A. Now, if I need to list all the ages, and I'm just going to write it down. So, what ages can the individual be? 12 is included. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 is not. And these are the possible ages. In whole years, it even mentioned in whole years. So you're not thinking years and months. Good. And that is the answer for this particular exercise. Now we're going to go on to these scenarios. Mela. And here is just writing the inequality symbol. So we don't need to draw the number line. So we need to make sense. So we've got the number of people P. So now we're going to be representing our inequality symbol for letter A using the letter P. Okay, and I write it down. Wait a minute, I need to do it this way, guys, because it's very hard. I have, and I want to increase the size. Good, good, all right, this is so much better. So P, and I've got the number 20. Now the only number 22, so there's only one number. So I need to figure out, now the only thing I need to figure out is how my bracket symbol is going to be. And the number of people who went to Pat's party was less than 22. So you could have had, the number of people could have been just 20 or could have just been 19. So P is smaller than 22. Were there 22? Could it have been that there were 22? No, because it's less than. So the number of people P is smaller than 22. And that is letter A. Letter B. So here I am seeing, if I'm just looking at it, I'm seeing my letter is L and I'm seeing two numbers, 5 and 45. So automatically, even before I read it, and I know, and I also know that this is in the topic of inequalities, and I know that I have to write down the inequality symbol, so I don't even need to read that for the time being. So automatically I can just write 5, the small number, I can write L in the middle, that's our symbol, that's the letter we're representing, and 45. And now I need to just figure out the bracket. So now definitely in this particular case I need to read the question. So we're talking about liters of petrol. So the minimum amount you can have in the car is 5. So if I have a car, I definitely need to have 5. And minimum amount. So if I definitely need to have 5 liters in the car, that means I can have more liters in the car. So the amount is big. And if 5 needs to be there, it's the minimum, then the equal symbol. And his car has a 45-liter tank. So up to how many liters can I fill in the car, in the tank of my car? And that is 45. But I can't fill in more than 45. I can't fill in 46 liters. So the liter symbol must definitely be smaller than 45. But if the capacity is 45 liters, then I place the equal symbol. Next. C. Now, I've got quite a few numbers here, so I need to read it because you will not have an inequality symbol with more than 2 numbers. You can either have 1 number with it or 2 numbers, and that is it. So definitely in this particular case, we need to read it. So each house on an estate has either 2, 3, 4, or 5 bedrooms. So what do we mean? Each house on an estate, so you can have various number of houses, and each house can either have 2 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms. Now these particular individuals buy a house with B bedrooms. So if you know that these houses can only have either 2 or either 2, 3, 4, 5, then my inequality symbol must start with 2 and must end with 5. And we're talking the 2 and the 5 refer to bedrooms. And they must either have, the 2 and the 5 are definitely included. Mela, I need to place the equal symbol. And the last one, girls, is, and this is slightly different, that's why I like to do this example, this exercise. An animal shelter has enough space to keep 25 stray cats, so up to 25. So the animal shelter includes what type of animals? X, dogs, and Y, which refer to cats. So if I get the X and Y, if I get the dogs and cats put together, so if I'm putting dogs and cats, I'm saying mentally dogs and cats. What does and mean in mathematical symbols? Plus. And instead of writing dogs as a symbol, what is it telling me to write down? X. And cats as a symbol is Y. And if I put them all together, up to how many pets can I keep? Can this particular shelter keep? And they can keep up to 25. So if they can keep 12 animals, 4 animals, 22 animals, but not more than 25. So that means if not more than 25, so they can keep, my inequality symbol is like this with the equal symbol because they can keep up to 25 pets. And that is the end of the lesson. All right. Now I divided the homework as separate, so I presented to you in the announcement 2 exercises, and I want you to do them 1 exercise at a time. As soon as you finish the first exercise, check your answers to see if you're on the right track and try to make sense of what you did right and what you did wrong. If you are on the right track, please do the second exercise. All right, because sometimes you need don't do them all together, because sometimes you need some time to understand and really internalize this work, this information. All right, these symbols. And that's the end of today's lesson, girls. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it for you, myself and Miss Julia. And we look forward to talking to you on Monday. Please do your work, girls. It's really up to you. Right now, you need to show that you are capable of working independently and that you are capable of utilizing your time well, that you don't procrastinate. It's not easy, I can imagine, and to do it at such a young age. But you know what? Other students have done it in other countries. Why not you? You are more than capable, girls. And we really believe in you. All right. Talk to you on Monday, girls.